Hello and welcome to another Kloudgin video tutorial. Today's lesson is updating a step within a lead and copper rule case. In this lesson, we'll learn how to update a customer communication step within a work order associated to the case. We got to open the case dashboard to find our active cases. Here we have a tab that's already filtered out to engineering cases and the lead and copper cases in particular. Within this tab, we have three active cases that we have open. I want to find the case that we are currently working in this year, which is the case number 05525. So let's go ahead and click on that blue hyperlink to open up the case details. Inside the case details, we can see that we have the case that we're working on this year, some information to the right here, who owns the case and when it was started and created. And inside the details here, we have three work orders. Within the three work orders, we have addresses associated to those work orders. This training demonstration, we're going to be working on 115 Seward Avenue. So what we want to do to open up to get to those steps to update, we need to get into that work order and the work order details. So we go ahead and click on this blue hyperlink here to open up the work order and get into the work order details. And you can see that right here at the top here now that we're in the work order details. Across the details, we have tabs across the top. And it starts off with the asset tab that this is the service line that's going to be replaced, has been identified and created and added to the work order. The second tab to the right is the TR asset view. Geographically, where in Tom's River does that asset lay? And it's right here, and you can see that right here. The requirements tab, this should have been filled out when creating the work order if you had any special requirements to do the job. To update the step, now we want to get to this step tab right here on the top. So let's go ahead and click on that step tab and get right into it. So customer communication is where we're going to be working on. When we create, let's go over overview of the step page right here. When we create a work order activity type lead and copper rule, these 5 steps automatically update to every work order based on the lead and copper activity rule. That is a work plan association inside the product of Kloudgin that it will come over every time you create a work order with this activity type. For this training, we're definitely using the customer communication step here to update the lines. So let's go ahead and do that. So customer communication, we always mail out a opt-in, opt-out letter, right? We send that out, and what we do is we get a receipt for certified mail. So we want to record that within this work order to just keep history and tracking of that. So let's go ahead and start filling out that line. So we have a status column here. So first thing we want to do is say, okay, we completed that because we're now updating the information. The name of the contact or the date of the contact could be next would be this was actually mailed out on July 11th, 2024. So we can just go back to that date and say July 11th, 2024 is the day that we've mailed that out. We could put the customer's name here is Janae Kuhn. That's the customer's name. And then we could put a reference number here, which would be a phone number and email address. So we have a phone number that we could just type in right here, 4709. And then we could write email and the email address. But for this particular customer, we do not have an email address. So we'll just put NA right there for now. So we filled that out. We don't want to lose any information if we move forward. So let's just go ahead and hit the icon for save right now to save the information that we've just uploaded. And you can see at the bottom there, we successfully updated. If we slide to the right a little bit more, we see that word upload here. So we want to upload that receipt so that it stays with the work order and we can see the documentation in the future. So let's go ahead and hit that word upload. We go to our choose our files. This is going to go into your files where you save on your computer. And we're just going to select the file that we want to choose. We hit open. We can see that it's now attached. We just hit submit here at the bottom. And now for that customer communication, the opt-in, opt-out letter, we've completed it. The date of contact, we sent it to this customer here. And we can scroll to the right over here. And we can see that letter, and we can click on there, the attachment, and here's our receipt. Maybe moving forward, we received more information and we need to add more lines. So we'll go back to work order details. We're in media viewer right now. We can go back to more details. And now we have a second communication to the customer. Well, there's no more lines here, and I don't want to override this information because this is pretty important information. So I need to add a second line for customer communication because now I have a second communication to the customer. So let's go up to this icon here where it says add row. Let's go ahead and do that. And step type, just these are pre-fill in, these are pull downs here. So we want to say customer communication, and now the remarks is empty. Now we can put whatever we want in here as an empty, uh, whatever we choose to write in here. So we can write received opt-in letter. Ooh, let's just fix the spelling here. So we received the opt-in letter. Again, status, we've completed it. Date of contact, obtain date now, right? So now we received something. So we have an obtain date. So let's just say the obtain date. And we received this the next day from the customer. So they're pretty excited to get their line changed. But we did receive communication on July 12th, 2024, that they wanted to opt in. So we could just hit save again here, right? We want to save that here, and we're going to go find that same line now that we've been working on. You can actually click it here, highlight it blue so you don't lose your place marker. And we can scroll to the right over here, and we want to upload that documentation now. So we'll choose that. And then we have that opt-in letter here. It's now added to the work order. We'll hit submit again. And now we've just created a second line of communication, customer communication, that will stay with this work order. And we can see now we can come over here and we have the two attachments. So if I just wanted to view that opt-in letter, I click on it, and that's what the customer sent back via email. So we've attached it there. Well, we may have a third customer communication or something in lines of customer communication, and that would be the certified receipt from the post office that it was delivered to the customer. This customer was very responsive and very quick to get back to us, so we've actually received the opt-in letter faster than we received the receipt from the post office. But in any way, we want to record it. So let's go ahead and add a third line, and we can just come back up here. It could be customer communication, and our remarks could be postal receipt for delivery, or whatever you choose to write. Click out of that. We can also say that this status is also complete. We've obtained it. Maybe we have obtained it a week after we sent it last year. So we received the 11th. The customer got back to us on the 12th, but we received the receipt from the post office on the 16th. Go ahead and hit save again here. And now that's down here on the bottom. Again, we just highlight the row so we know what we're working on, and we want to upload that receipt. So let's hit choose. Here's the certification. Click on that, hit submit. And now we can see that we've now updated those three lines, and we have documentation for all three of the customer communications. And there we go. So I hope this video was helpful in showing you and demonstrating how to add customer communications, how to add additional lines if you have more than one communication with the customer and not overwrite the original communication. Any more training or videos you need on lead and copper cases, please check them out on the Midstate Hub. Thank you.